Hi friends. Well, nowadays we have a lot of women who are traveling out of their house to other cities, to other towns. They could be traveling for work as a part of their job, for professional reasons, or even personally. And a lot of these women are nowadays traveling alone. So I thought, why should I not try and jot down a few points about the safety aspect of women, or rather what precautions should they take when they are traveling, especially alone. Now this video is not only for the women who are traveling, but I would also request the men whose related women travel. It could be their wife, their daughter, their mother, their sister, or even their friends or colleagues who have to travel outside or to other towns and cities for work, that is professionally or personally. So I've jotted down some points on the laptop. First point which I would like to mention is, always ensure that you carry along your ID proof or identity card with you. The working women also carry their business card, but your identity card should very clearly mention your contact details and at least the name and contact number of one of your close relatives. You could keep it on a separate piece of paper with you, because in case of any eventuality it is very important. And if that document or that identity card also mentions your blood group, it is all the better. The next point I would like to mention is, try avoiding traveling alone in lonely areas or areas which are poorly lit, where there is no proper light arrangement. See, a lot of these women have to travel into the industrial areas, wherein towards the evening there are very few people, and the light arrangement is also very poor. So you have a lot of lumpen elements traveling around in those areas who are on the watch out for preying in terms of women. And you know what serious incidents can happen in such areas, right from molestation to rapes and even gang rapes. Now when you are traveling in these areas, the way you should walk, the way you should appear should be confident, so that these wolves are rather they are not able to identify that this woman is new in this area or she is new in this town. So your body language should convey the message that you are from that area or you know the place. Rather you should sound confident. The next point which comes to my mind is about the appointments which you have to take either with your customers or with your vendors, that is your suppliers or service providers. Try and request your bosses or the customers to not give you late afternoon appointments, because if your appointment is at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, it may get prolonged till post sunset, and by the time you start coming back from the place either to your office or to your home, it will be late evening and it will be dark. So be frank enough, be bold enough to request your bosses or the customers or vendors to give you a appointment for meeting in preferably the first half of the day. Another very important point I wish to mention is, do not take lifts in private vehicles or unknown vehicles. You should always try and use public transport. It doesn't matter if you have to wait for another half an hour or even an hour, but your life will not be in danger. You never know in a private vehicle who that person is or who those 2-3 people in the car are. So it is always safer to use a public transport. The next point would be, never board a bus or train if it is empty, or if there are very few people, or if there are only 2-3 men, or if it is totally empty. Leave that bus or the train, wait for the next bus or train. Nothing will happen. Your life is the most important thing. So another delay of half an hour doesn't matter. Now when you are boarding a cab, that is a taxi or a rickshaw, can you try to identify if this driver is drunk? Well, how can you do it? Why don't you try to talk to him at least a sentence or two? You may get a smell of alcohol, or the way he stands, the way he talks. Even if you get the faintest of an idea that this guy is drunk on alcohol, just let him go, wait and try and take up the next rickshaw, rig, cab, taxi, etc. I don't think any of the Indian women do that. Another allied important point is, do you note down the registration number, that is the RTO registration number of that cab, taxi, car, rickshaw? Try and do it in front of the driver of the vehicle and send an SMS or even a snap or make a telephone call to your close relatives, the closest of relatives or your closest of friends, colleagues, that I am at such a place in this city, Delhi, Gurgaon, Noida, Bombay, Hyderabad, Bengaluru, and from this area I am boarding so and so cab number, taxi number, and you can also ask the driver his name. Bhaiya, aapka naam kya hai? What's your name? And also inform your family the name of the person. What will happen is, if unfortunately, God forbid, this person has plans to do something bad with you, he comes to know that you have asked him his name, which he may lie, but if he comes to know that you have noted down his vehicle registration number, he may drop the idea of whatever dirty thing he had in his mind. I don't know how many women do it of late. Some women have started doing this point. The next point would be, strictly do not allow any co-passengers in your rig or cab. You see, these drivers have always got this habit. You travel for say 500 meters or a kilometer and one or two guys are waiting there, and he says, no, he is my brother or he is my close friend, we just want to drop him to next 2 kilometers only. Since you have hired this taxi, you have a right. No, please, this man will not board the vehicle or I will get down. Be firm, because you never know who those people are. As long as you are in the back seat of the car and he is the only man, you may be able to give a fight back. But if 2 or 3 men board the car along with this fellow, it will be a very dangerous situation. So it's a strict no. No means no. He will not board, or otherwise I will get down of this cab. The next important point is, when you are sitting in a cab or a rig, be very alert. I mean to say, don't be busy on your smartphones, on WhatsApp or Facebook or sending SMSs. Be very alert. Where is this guy taking you? Where is the cab traveling? Even if you are in an unknown city, still you will be able to make out, is he taking me through some further route, through some dirty area? So please avoid your cell phones or especially the WhatsApp and the Facebooks and whatnot, the LinkedIns, during that time of important travel. Be alert and have a look around. And finally, yes, some women nowadays do keep some pepper or chili sprays or some small screwdriver or even a small knife. Now legally in India, I think a knife smaller than maybe 10 or 12 inches is permissible by law. But yes, to use that knife, you also need to know some self-defense techniques. So for every girl, every woman, some sort of self-defense training she should undergo, and she should also exercise. Because God forbid, if a woman is surrounded by 1, 2 or even 3 men, and those men are toughies or gundas, what you call, it is very difficult to give a fight back. So at least some sort of self-defense learning and daily exercise, some sort of weekly exercise to gain strength will help you give some sort of fight back. So friends, I hope I have tried to just jot down a few points. Some of them may prove useful to you. So if you like this video, do also ask your friends or request your friends to please see the video, and you can refer these points to your other colleagues also. Fine? Thanks a lot. Thank you.